This is everything that comes off of the front end of a 3rd gen Tacoma. Square vehicles or square body vehicles are kind of coming back into style. Hey guys, it's Chloe. Welcome back or welcome to the channel. Today's video is very exciting because we are transforming a 3rd generation Toyota Tacoma to look like a 60s series Land Cruiser. Why, you may ask? Well, I don't know a single person that doesn't like a 60 series Land Cruiser. It's actually pretty cool what we're doing because everything on this truck besides the front end body panels is going to stay Tacoma. So it's going to keep a 3rd gen Tacoma engine, drivetrain, suspension.
It really just is the appearance that will change, and if you remember my video a few months back when this truck was purchased used, I did some basic maintenance which included an oil change, Tecron treatment, and new spark plugs on it. So now that it's in tip-top shape, I'm at the body shop to start the front end conversion.
There's actually this company, Flex Motors, here in San Diego. They are the Land Cruiser specialists from Japan, and they actually make these front end conversion kits for the Tacoma in Japan, get them shipped here, and that is what we're installing here today. So we're at the body shop and obviously had to wear my Land Cruiser shirt, but also brought my Tacoma hat, you know, to stay on theme.
Before we started taking this Tacoma apart, I went to the Flex Motors San Diego location to show you more of where we started with the truck and talk to Yohei, who you'll see a lot of in this video. He's the Director of Administrations at Flex and is spearheading the project with me. I do want to mention that Flex does more than just conversion builds. They're also a dealership with an inventory of some pretty unique Toyotas, I must say, if you happen to be looking.
So you guys just bought this 2017 Tacoma TRD Sport. It's got 87,000 miles on it, and we've got some big plans for it. So
right.
Can you talk about what we're gonna do with this truck?
So we're gonna put a front end conversion kit on it. We call it a Renoka kit. Basically, we changed out the hood, the fenders, and the front end to give it a more old school look.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see this truck transform, especially seeing the other Wind and Sea Tacomas, which is what these builds are called here in the shop. So this is going to be really, really exciting. So kind of where I come into play is, you guys know if you watch my channel, I'm a huge Toyota Tacoma enthusiast. I love building these trucks, modifying them, doing anything and everything Toyota Tacoma. So I'm just excited to be a part of this. And besides the front end conversion, we're going to be modifying this truck into something pretty cool. I don't think we have like a hard defined plan just quite yet, and that's because we want to get your guys' feedback as to what we should do with this truck. So if you have any ideas, definitely leave them in the comment section down below for modifications. Really, this is a blank canvas. It's a great platform to start out at, and it's gonna be a fun project.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
So this is it, the 2017 TRD Sport. It's pretty bone stock. It was a good find. Everything looks pretty solid on it. I mean, it's got a good set of tires. I would say that's really the only modification I see on it. It's got BF Goodrich KO2s in the size 265 70 R17. Something special about the Sport is it's got these 17-inch wheels, but we might change that up. I think, you know, we might go with something different as we're renovating and converting it. You can see, obviously, it's in the color black, and because it's a Sport, it's got color match fender flares, but this is another thing we could also change up as we're doing the build. It's also got a short bed, and overall, I think the condition on it, like just looking up close, is really, really good. So yeah, I'm excited. So kind of moving towards the front of the truck, I mentioned it's a TRD Sport a few times, and because it's a TRD Sport, one of the Sport characteristics is it's got that hood scoop. Now, obviously, because we're renovating the front end, we're going to be changing that out. So it's not going to have a hood scoop in the final build stage of it after we renovate it. But something interesting about the 2017s and 2016 Tacomas is they've got this chrome grille style, which again is going away. But is there a reason we decided to start with a 2017 as our kind of build platform for this vehicle?
Yeah, the Renoka Wind and Sea only fits the 2016 or 2017 Tacomas because those are the years that don't have the Toyota Safety Sense yet.
That's right.
Yeah.
So it's another thing we just don't have to deal with. It's a lot easier to build, but the kits will still physically fit on 2018 to 2023 Tacomas too, right?
It will.
I mentioned already that every other part of this Tacoma will really remain as is. Aside from the front, the doors, the bedsides, the tailgate, all that will be untouched. So it might seem a bit unusual to see a 60 series Land Cruiser front end paired with like an independent front suspension, but for me, this project shows how you can really blend classic design with modern features, and that's definitely my style.
One of my favorite things to do is to unbox a new modification for my truck. And this is one of the biggest unboxings I think I'm ever going to do here on my YouTube channel. So what do we have in the box? Where did this come from?
So this was brought from Japan. These are our Renoka parts that were designed and built in Japan.
Wow.
So here's a driver's side fender if you want to.
Yeah, so these are
Take
fiberglass, so they're not too heavy. But this is the exact driver's side fender that's gonna go on this truck. How cool is that? This is the grille. And part of the front bumper too, right? Or it is the bumper. So that's where this is gonna go. So this is a very 60s series Land Cruiser inspired grille, right? That's kind of the style you guys go for with these wind and seats. Cutouts for our headlights.
Yep.
Yes. And speaking of headlights, I gotta ask you a question. So you offer two styles of headlights. There's circles and there's also the square style.
That's right,
I don't know, I like both of them. I think for the wind and seas, I like the square style a little bit better, but we want you guys to let us know in the comments which style of headlights you prefer. Whoa!
Here's the hood, also made out of fiberglass like the other pieces that came in the kit, and it also came from Japan. And while they happen to match the color of the truck, these pieces are actually all unfinished and will be repainted. Now I'm back at the body shop, Goldcrest Auto Body here in San Diego, which I definitely recommend if you're local and looking for bodywork. You'll see Vinny here doing an awesome job as he helps me with this Tacoma, just super detail oriented, and the cars coming out of the shop seriously look brand new. So all of Goldcrest Auto Body's info will be linked in the description, but getting started, obviously had to grab the 10mm socket. From doing project after project on these Tacomas, I already know I needed to whip this out. And I do feel very familiar with how everything fits up front, like on my own truck, from doing the grille, headlight, and bumper swap. This really does feel like the back of my hand at this point. So I'm not really exaggerating when I say that a 10mm socket can be used to take off half the stuff we need here. Like, this whole piece pops right off after removing 2 of those bolts and 2 clips. Next up, the part that actually gives me anxiety, the fender flares. This is nerve-wracking because it's hard to do without feeling like you're just breaking clips, and replacing some of those clips isn't cheap.
Move one at a time. Next one, there you go. Go. Twist them. Come right out.
What are the difference between the orange and the blues?
These are a little bit longer.
Oh, I see.
They're a little bit longer, and I don't know, there's 3 of these orange ones and there's the rest of the blues. So these kind of hold it stronger, and these ones just semi-hold it.
He was definitely right because the blues were no problem, but the orange ones definitely put up a fight. So with our fenders naked, I started prying away at the bumper. This step can also break plastic clips, so I'm uber careful. Bodywork is one of those things that you definitely don't appreciate until you do it and realize how difficult it is. There's little tips and tricks like, as you go, organize the screws and clips with small bags for easy reassembly, or use painter's tape along the edges before prying and removing them to prevent damage. Regardless, I'm pulling in Vinny here to help me remove the front bumper, which you can leave the fog lights mounted to, but you do have to remember to unplug the harness. And then I remove the crash bar. These headlights come off by removing 3 bolts and decoupling a few harnesses. Alright, and now that gives me access to the front fenders, which surprisingly aren't that heavy, although a second person never hurts. But what is heavy is this dang Tacoma hood. You definitely need 2, or even better, 3 people for this one.
Don't let your hand go. You got them all the way, almost all the way out. With their hand tight. We do it with 2. This whole time we'd be holding it with our hands.
That's why women live longer than men.
Yeah, because we do dumb stuff like that. Sit up. Okay.
Nice.
Going back that way.
Right.
And that's everything we need to take off. Now, moving on to the fun part, the new body kit. Again, these pieces are made out of fiberglass, so we're being so careful here, even when removing the packaging, because I don't want these to crack.
I'm just being gentle.
Cut this little edge right there.
I don't know when I'm like about to do something bad, which is why I'm totally cool with you guys yelling at me. Something bad's about to happen.
I'll let you know before it happens. Go pick up another kit. The biggest thing is don't twist it. Yeah.
Okay. Good.
And we're just dry fitting this kit, which means yes, we haven't done paint yet, but we want to confirm fitment first. I know a lot of you guys who have done aftermarket wide body kits on your own Tacomas, so I'd recommend, if you're doing that, test fitting those 2 like we're doing here, but you do have to do this carefully since, again, fiberglass parts are very delicate. We are not torquing anything down, just hand tightening bolts to see how the pieces fit.
So you try to match up.
Yeah, match up this line, or at least, at the very least, make this line and the other line, the gap, the same distance.
It's so cool how this kit just happens to come unfinished in black because it really gives me a good visual about how the final product is going to look. And my favorite part is putting this grill on, which is going to be our last step for today since, again, we will be removing everything for paint.
All right, you guys, we were able to dry fit most of the kit on, and this is what the final result, or final for now, looks like. the hood is not fully down, latched all the way, because with these fiberglass panels, you really don't want to go too hard on them, especially because they're dry fitted, because they can crack. And these kits come all the way from Japan, so we definitely don't want to, you know, mess things up right now, especially before things are painted and ready to go. You can also see that there's parts of it that are unfinished, but kind of cool how the kit automatically comes black painted like the truck, so you can really start to envision what this truck is going to look like. I mean, it's going to make a big difference when both the bumper is on and the headlights are on. But yeah, I don't know anyone who's not a fan of this grille. This is so cool. I kind of like the front stripe it has on it. It's like a racing stripe. We're going to get a little accent light on this side too. Very Land Cruiser-esque. And obviously this isn't the final alignment, but what Vinny told me is he tries to line up the gaps so that they're about the same amount as the rest of the body panel, so that everything all kind of matches up. But so far, looking good. And here's our little parts graveyard. This is everything that comes off of the front end of a 3rd gen Tacoma. This project is all coming together now, and I really like this style. You know, square vehicles or square body vehicles are kind of coming back into style, you know, with the new Land Cruiser. Even the Tacoma is like a little bit more angly and squared off, and that's kind of what we got going on here. So hope you guys enjoyed. We'll stay tuned for the next episode, build episode of this project, where we're going to be doing paint and actually putting the whole kit together on, putting the headlights on and everything, and the Tacoma will definitely look more complete. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to connect more with me, you can follow me on my Instagram. It is at Chloe Kuo Taco. I post more on there in real time. Thank you so much to Flex Motors for allowing me to film and be part of this build process on this truck. Other than that, I hope I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys.